It gets tricky because if you look at something like a golf course, it almost sort of crosses the line. Because you're using the land as a resource for something like that. And it's commercial, but if you were building a recreation park, I would consider the land to be the smallest factor. You've got some crossover there.
Same as a stadium or something like that, or a baseball field, or bleachers and.
Yeah, and see, where you've totally developed it all, I tend to think of it more as commercial than as resource-based. Fishing, hunting, a lodge.
Shooting range. Yeah.
Shooting range, I would tend to stick, and there are existing category 7 outdoor recreational and entertainment. What I'm thinking of when you say resource-based, that means that without the land itself being used in some way, you couldn't have the activity.
So if you had
But again, it crosses over. It's so
like a ski area. When you have a ski area, you got a hill.
right, exactly, and that falls directly into that. That's what I mean. Some of these cross over the lines. It's like, where do you want to draw the line?
Well,
Maybe you should keep that one just like you just said.
Well, if you go to page
You know
30,
what, the outdoor recreational entertainment facilities, maybe you should move it down to resource-based, because you couldn't have them outdoor unless you had the resource. So
look on
maybe,
page 13.9 for the resource-based uses and see if what Eric suggested, Six Flags over Clifton.
And see, that's where you sort of cross the line to. Now, which one would you look, Bill?
On page 13.9 is resource-based uses. That would be where you would put it. And there's the chart there.
You're saying they're allowed without permits.
but it also
Definitely.
doesn't use, it's not a charging mission and everything. Shooting range, charging mission, a ski area, charging mission, golf, other things in there.
Yeah, I don't think it would go in there looking at this now.
Well, what you're looking, oh, wait a minute. Resource-based uses, non-commercial resource-based uses. You've got to come down, I think, Bill, to category 4, the recreational uses and activities. On page, oh, what is it?
Page 13,
Page 13. 13.
Well, it says golf courses,
Yeah.
also paying customers, camps, retreat lodges, if they're commercial.
Okay, what are those outdoor recreational ones that are up above there? Category 7.
You know, I,
Oh, actually, outdoor recreational and entertainment facilities, it directs you to category 4 of table 13E. I think we were just going to eliminate it from there, period. In other words, category 7 under commercial just points you towards category
Yeah, table 13E.
yeah, so the question is, do you need to be redirected or just take it out? Was that? What was it, a year ago when we talked about this?
I know, I'm looking at it. See, because now this doesn't even make sense to some
Yeah,
degree.
but it's not even a commercial use. I mean, everything's related to a private campsite, firewood processing for one's own use, home gardens and keeping the domestic animals as pets.
Where are you looking at now?
I'm looking at the actual, the chart in 13E.
Well, you're looking at, okay, commercial, you got commercial and then you got non-commercial.
Non-commercial, these where there's no money, they're not doing it for money.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, these are non-commercial. But that's where it's directed you from, category 7. Actually, the wording's wrong, it contradicts each other. Chart 13E.
This is the table I think Paul's even talking about for doing this, she's saying create a number. You know, this table 13E, this is part of 13D. And we should have another class for,
This is wrong, because table 13E says non-commercial, but the reference to, back to go to 13E says category 7 uses are commercial resource based. So one is referring to it as commercial resource. The other one, the actual chart says non-commercial.
tell you what, why don't,
no, the chat is split into two halves. In fact, it even describes the fact earlier that all of those are split into two halves. Oh, then let me see that. Okay, if you look at the bottom of page 13.1, where it talks about resource-based uses and activities assorted into 4 categories. Agricultural, forestry, extractive, recreation. Then it says each of the categories is further divided into commercial and non-commercial
Okay,
uses and
you're right,
activities.
because when you go back to there, it starts off with the non-commercial.
Yeah.
And if you flip the page, it goes to commercial. Recreation doesn't even have a commercial category.
I'll tell you what, let me just go work on a proposal for 13, all right, and I'll just do it. Because I'm not going to work the rest of this week anyway, probably, you know, and today's what, Wednesday? Tomorrow I'll probably work on it. I mean, I might go skiing on Friday, but I think tomorrow's going to be a snow day, and I'll try to deal with this tomorrow. Bruce, if you can just email me back, we didn't even make any changes this night. Email me back Article 12. I made changes to Article 12
Okay.
on this little.
Okay, did you save it up there?
Yes.
Okay.
Just
Oh, yeah.
email that back to me. So that I can work off of that.
Sure.
And figure out how to take this thing out.
Where are you gonna go skiing?
I was thinking about going over to Saddleback because I get a discount.
My boy snowboards at Morris Hill for $5.
Oh, really? Eject this file, yeah. Bruce.
I think these things should be tough little
Good talk.
Test.
Next week. Is next week the 20th?
No, it'll be the 21st, it's the the select board.
Which one is Thursday, right?
Yeah, it is Thursday.
Next week is Thursday,
Yeah.
and we're gonna do industrial wind again, right?
Yeah.
So Bruce, you're gonna do the industrial wind stuff?
Yep, and we'll get another,
So you got all the stuff that I made the changes to, you understood all that stuff, you understood, when you went, have you had a chance to read through and see how all those standards actually that were in the pre-area actually related to the post standards?
yeah, I haven't been looking at whether or not I agree with all of it yet.
Well, no, I'm just saying, do you understand how that went?
Yes,
And that's actually on the webpage, too.
Just so you're
You look at
aware.
that, Paula?
On the side, the front side rear setbacks there in non-residential, you may want to just add the term setback of principal structures and maybe another
Well, that's what
one.
we're thinking, because we still want to have a setback, I think, for the paved areas, too.
And be looking at fire exposures and things like
So
that.
did you go back and look at that sound standard and see why you put all that post-construction stuff in the pre-construction area?
I have not looked at the sound stuff.
I was just gonna tease you and reprimand you.
I have a very short chain, so you can make it very easy.
Maybe we should ask Paula to do the setback thing.
I think we should,
Come up with something, check out a couple of other ordinances.
we're fine doing it. I got the idea, I'm gonna do a little bit of mathematics on that. Just if you're interested, Paula, go look and see how, now that we can analyze how the wind was set up, you'll see that a whole bunch of standards for the pre-construction mapping is all post-construction data. It's all intermingled. We didn't pick up on that. It was, so, anyway, that's kind of it. I'm kind of shocked. I've had about 3 hours of sleep in the past 40.
Not next week, but the following week I will be gone, I'll be on vacation. Just give you a heads up.
you're not allowed to go on vacation until,
I can't wait. I've got out of Dodge.
As long as from sunshine?
Yes.
So this is where we get
By the power
this, shut down.
No snow. Year round.
all of that? Look at it.
You want to sign? I can't say just give him Bowers. Wayne Richardson. This is for, he's running for U.S. Congress as an independent. He needs 2,000 signatures.
Can I quick rain check? Google link to find out.
Yeah, who he is. He's a pro, second amendment, pro food sovereignty, pro life, 30-year retired. Catholic. And this is just getting on the ballot.
I am so ready for this winter to be
Did you
over.
try to do that?